Hi boys and girls, and welcome to another supplemental video. Let's get right into it. Let's read another Franklin story. So this whole week, and maybe even next week, is going to be on Franklin and our turtles. All right? So this is the front cover, and this is the back cover, and this is the spine. The spine keeps the book together. Very good. And the title is Franklin Goes to the Hospital. Uh-oh, maybe he got hurt. By Paulette Burgos and Brenda Clark, and they are the authors. Very good, friends. Okay. Franklin goes to the hospital. Franklin sometimes had colds and tummy aches, and every now and then he got cuts and bruises. He went to the doctors for regular checkups, and once the doctor came to Franklin's house. But until now, Franklin had never been to the hospital. Franklin and his friends were playing soccer. The ball was kicked to Franklin, and it hit him hard in the chest. Oof! He groaned, but he kept on playing. That night at bath time, Franklin said, ouch, when he dried his tummy. His mother took a closer look. She said, we'll go to the doctor first thing tomorrow. With gentle fingers, Dr. Bear poked and prodded Franklin's shell. She discovered a small crack. It isn't serious, Franklin, she said, but I have to put in a pin to your shell to help it grow properly. I'll schedule an operation for you tomorrow morning at the hospital. Will it hurt? Franklin asked. We'll give you a sleep medicine before the operation, so you won't feel a thing, replied Dr. Bear. When you wake up, you'll be a little bit sore, but we'll keep you in the hospital overnight to make sure that you're okay. Dr. Bear explained that operations can only be done when a patient has an empty stomach. She told Franklin not to eat or to drink anything after bedtime that night. Franklin didn't mind. His tummy was too busy flip-flopping for him to think about eating. Why do you think his tummy was flip-flopping? Maybe because he was nervous? Maybe he was a little bit scared? After school, Franklin's friends came to visit Franklin, and he showed them the book about hospitals and Dr. Bear, the one that Dr. Bear had given him. Fox pointed to a picture and asked why everyone was wearing a mask. A lot of people nowadays are wearing masks, aren't they? Interesting. Masks keep germs out of the operating room. Explained Franklin. Are you scared? Asked Beaver. Of course he's not scared, replied Bear. Franklin's very brave. Franklin didn't say anything. It was early when Franklin and his parents left for the hospital. With his blue blanket and Sam clutched underneath his arm, Franklin said goodbye to his room. Franklin's mother gave him a hug. You'll be home tomorrow, she reminded him. I know, Franklin said softly. You're a very brave little turtle, his father said. At the hospital, Franklin was given a bracelet with his name on it. Then an attendant pushed him down the long hallway in a wheelchair. Franklin stared at all the strange equipment on the cats and trolleys, and he wrinkled his nose at the unfamiliar smells. As they went around the corners and through the doors, Franklin kept checking to make sure his parents were keeping up. At last, they reached Franklin's room. A nurse gave Franklin a special gown to wear. She took his temperature and his blood pressure and listened to his heart. Next, she rubbed some cream on his hand. This will numb your hand, she told him. Then it won't hurt when the doctor puts in the needle for you to take the sleep medicine. Okay, said Franklin in a small voice. You're a very brave patient, said the nurse. Soon the attendant came back to Franklin and to another room. Dr. Bear was waiting for him. We're going to take some x-rays, she said. I need to know exactly where to put the pin. I don't want x-rays, whispered Franklin. X-rays don't hurt, explained Dr. Bear. The machine only takes pictures of what's inside you. I know, Franklin said. And then he started to cry. Dr. Bear sat down beside Franklin. Please tell me what's wrong, she said. Franklin snuffled. Everybody thinks I'm brave, but But I'm just pretending. X-rays will show what's inside and I'm scared. Oh, Franklin, exclaimed Dr. Bear, an X-ray doesn't show feelings, it only shows the shell and the bones. How sweet. You mean no one will know that I'm afraid? Franklin asked. No one, replied Dr. Bear. But just because you're afraid doesn't mean you aren't brave. Being brave means doing what you have to do no matter how scared you feel. Franklin thought for a few moments. Well, I'm scared to have the operation, he finally said. But I know I have to, so my shell will grow big and strong. Dr. Bear smiled. That's what being brave is all about. Franklin let out a very deep sigh. I'm ready now, he said. When the x-rays were done, Franklin was taken to the waiting room. We aren't allowed into the operating room, Franklin, said his father. But we'll be with you in the recovery room when you wake up, said his mother. Soon, Dr. Bear came to get Franklin. His mother and father kissed him and waved as he went through the doors. Look, even the bear is waving goodbye. In the operating room, Franklin said hello to the doctors and the nurses. Dr. Bear put stickers on Franklin's chest and explained that this was how they would watch his breathing and his heartbeat during the operation. Then Dr. Raccoon put a needle for the sleep medicine in Franklin's hand. It didn't hurt at all. When that was done, he asked Franklin to count backward from 100. But I can only count backward from 10, Franklin said. That will be just fine, said Dr. Bear. 10, 9, 8, began Franklin, and that was as far as he got. Wake up, Franklin, called a faraway voice, but Franklin didn't want to wake up. In his dream, he was scoring the winning goal. Wake up now, Franklin, said his mother. Slowly, Franklin began to open his eyes. He saw his parents and Dr. Bear, and then he remembered. I haven't finished counting, he said in a wobbly voice. But I've finished the operation, said Dr. Bear with a laugh. 2 hours later, Franklin was back in the hospital room. He walked slowly to the mirror and looked at his bandages. I guess it'll be a while before I can play soccer again, he sighed. Dr. Bear thinks you'll heal very quickly, said Franklin's father. She also said you're an excellent patient, added his mother. And Franklin smiled. That night, after Franklin's parents had gone home, Dr. Bear came to see him. I have something to show you, Franklin, she said, and she held up an x-ray. Is that me, he asked. Dr. Bear nodded. That's you, she said. Brave through and through. Wow. Wow. Franklin was so brave in this story. He didn't want to get the surgery. He didn't want to go to the hospital or to the doctor's office, but he went anyway because he's brave. And like the Dr. Bear said, sometimes being brave doesn't mean that you don't have to be scared. It's okay to be scared about some things. But doing it anyway means that you are so brave. Going out and doing something that makes you scared, but still doing it makes you brave. My friends, I encourage you to be brave in anything and everything that you do. Thank you for joining me on this supplemental video, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.